आरती जी कंफर्म करिए मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir, you are perfectly audible.
पुष्प सा प्रेम और शब्दों का समर्पण लिए हुए मैं डॉक्टर अंकुर शर्मा, एग्रीमीट फाउंडेशन एवं एवियाना एचवी बायोसाइंस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड के द्वारा आयोजित 21 दिवसीय इंटरनेशनल ट्रेनिंग कम सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम के 7वें दिन आभासीय माध्यम से जुड़े हुए सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का हृदय के चारों आलिंदों से अभिवादन करता हूं। जैसा कि आप सभी को विदित है कि एग्रीमीट एवं एवियाना के द्वारा आयोजित 21 दिवसीय प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रम 21 मई से निर्विघ्न रूप से परिसंचालित हो रहा है। निर्विघ्न रूप से परिसंचालित हो रहा है, इसकी संज्ञा मैंने इसलिए दी क्योंकि इसमें सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का प्रत्यक्ष एवं अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से सहयोग वांछनीय रहा है। सभी की प्रतिबद्धताएं, सभी का समर्पण और सभी का सहयोग हमको मिला है, इसलिए आज हम 7वें दिन पर पहुंच पाए। कार्यक्रम को शुरू करने से पहले जब हमारा ब्रोशर बोर्ड ऑफ मैनेजमेंट में अप्रूव हुआ था, तो प्रशिक्षण के द्वारा 21 दिन के अंदर ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में किस किस दिन पर किस किस ख्यातिलब्ध वक्ता के लेक्चर्स होंगे, कब कब वीडियो का प्रेजेंटेशन होगा, कब पीपीटी पे चीजों को डिस्कस किया जाएगा, अंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर के वक्ताओं का क्या वक्तव्य होगा, इन सब की रूपरेखा को हमने लिपिबद्ध तरीके से ब्रोशर में दिया था। हर एक चीज ब्रोशर में मेंशन्ड है। लेकिन कुछ पार्टिसिपेंट्स का सम्मानीय सुझाव हमारे पास आया कि ये जो ट्रेनिंग है, कुछ पार्टिसिपेंट्स का, मैं किसी का नाम सार्वजनिक नहीं करना चाहता क्योंकि निजता हर एक व्यक्ति के लिए सर्वोपरि होती है, कि डॉक्टर साहब आप ये ट्रेनिंग वन वे प्रोसेस करा रहे हैं जहां पर किसी भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को बोलने की स्वतंत्रता नहीं है। तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि यदि आपने ब्रोशर को गो थ्रू किया होता, यदि ब्रोशर का सूक्ष्मावलोकन किया होता, आपने उसको पढ़ा होता, तो शायद ये संज्ञा और ये क्वेरी आप ना कर रहे होते। तो आज जब सभी लोगों से बात करने का मौका मिला है, तो मैं कुछ अपभ्रंश और कुछ लोगों की त्रुटियां जो हैं और कुछ लोगों के जो सामान्य सुझाव हम तक पहुंचे हैं, उन बातों को मैं यहाँ स्पष्ट करना चाहता हूं कि 6 दिन तक हमारे लेक्चर्स होंगे। 7वें दिन हम डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन और रेमेडियल क्लास रखेंगे, जिस रेमेडियल क्लास में हर एक पार्टिसिपेंट्स को यह स्वतंत्रता होगी कि वो चैट बॉक्स में अपना प्रश्न लिख सकता है। यदि वो प्रश्न लिखने में असहज महसूस कर रहा है तो वो स्पीकर को ऑन करके बोल सकता है। लेकिन यहां मैं एक निवेदन करना चाहता हूं केवल छात्रों से। ये निवेदन मेरा असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर, प्रोफेसर, डीन, डायरेक्टर, वाइस चांसलर, रजिस्ट्रार्स के भी, की एसएमएस, क्योंकि वाइस चांसलर माननीय कुलपतियों के भी इसमें रजिस्ट्रेशन है। ये प्रश्न और ये सुझाव उन लोगों के लिए नहीं है क्योंकि मैं इतना बड़ा नहीं हुआ जो उनको सुझाव दे सकूं। ये सुझाव केवल छात्रों के लिए है कि आप स्पीकर को ऑन करके वो ही प्रश्न पूछें जो कि अनुशासनात्मक और दंडात्मक कार्रवाई के दायरे में ना आता हो। आप वो प्रश्न पूछें जो केवल ट्रेनिंग से प्रत्यक्ष और अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से संबंधित हो। आप वही प्रश्न पूछें जिस प्रश्न को आप अपने परिवार के सामने बैठ के अभिभावकों के सामने पूछ सकते हैं, अभिभावकों के सामने बोल सकते हैं। उस प्रश्न को आप पूछें, क्योंकि हर एक पार्टिसिपेंट्स का फीस हमारे पास आया है और ये उसका अधिकार है कि वो हमसे चीजों को पूछ सकता है, हमसे चीजों को जान सकता है, ये उसका अधिकार है। लेकिन कार्यक्रम की एक गरिमा होती है, तो उस परिधि की परिसीमा में रहकर यदि हम प्रश्नों को पूछें तो शायद इस ट्रेनिंग का परिणाम 6 दिन बाद, 12 दिन बाद और 21 दिन बाद हमारे लिए फलदायी होगा। ये बात आज मुझे आप लोगों ने आधार वक्तव्य देने का मौका दिया है, यदि ओपनिंग रिमार्क देने का मौका दिया है, तो मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा कि इस कार्यक्रम में 24 स्टेट से अपने पास रजिस्ट्रेशन आए हैं। इवन लक्षद्वीप से लेके, दमनदीप से लेके, लद्दाख से लेके 24 स्टेट्स के पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने इसमें पार्टिसिपेशन किया है। जो स्ट्रेंथ आप 700-800 और 900 देखते हैं जूम पर, ऐसे पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने, इन लोगों ने यहां वहां से पार्टिसिपेशन इसमें किया है। तो आप आपको जो अभी तक 6 दिन के विगत लेक्चर्स हमारे द्वारा जो कराए गए हैं और आगे के जो लेक्चर्स हैं वो सब फॉरेन स्पीकर्स के द्वारा होंगे, जो कि ड्रोन के फील्ड में ख्यातिलब्ध और नामचीन व्यक्तित्वों की श्रृंखला में सबसे उच्चतर स्तर पर आते हैं, ऐसे वक्ता हैं वो। और चूंकि भारतीय मूलाभाष में उनका जन्म नहीं हुआ है तो उनको हिंदी नहीं आती। ऐसे स्तर पर मैं आपका सहयोग चाहूंगा कि जो इंग्लिश में लेक्चर देंगे वो उसका डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन के रूप में मैं आपको हिंदी के द्वारा उसका त्वरित व्यवहारात्मक निस्तारण कराऊंगा, ये मेरा वादा है। क्योंकि 7वें दिन के बाद जब 8वां लेक्चर होगा वो किसी विदेश के वक्ता का होगा जो ड्रोन के क्षेत्र में अखंड मंडलेश्वर होगा। हो सकता है कि उसको हिंदी ना आती हो, लेकिन उसका हिंदी अनुवादन जो होगा वो हम डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन के द्वारा, जो हमारी एवियाना की एक्सपर्ट टीम है, हम उसके द्वारा कराएंगे। क्योंकि इससे पहले जो हमने कार्यक्रम कराए हैं उन कार्यक्रम ने जो छात्र नेता होते हैं उन्होंने स्पीकर को ऑन करके ये कहा कि मैं ये प्रश्न अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता के तहत पूछ रहा हूं। मैं ये चीज यहां इसलिए क्लियर करना चाहता हूं क्योंकि हम कभी किसी छात्र पर अनुशासनात्मक और दंडात्मक कार्रवाई नहीं करना चाहते। विगत 3 छात्रों का निष्कासन एग्रीमीट से हो चुका है क्योंकि उन्होंने वो अमानवीय और असांस्कृतिक और असामाजिक कृत्य 800 और 900 लोगों के सामने किए थे, जिसको कोई भी संस्था कभी बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकती। उनको प्रॉपर नोटिस के तहत इवन हमने उनके डीन और वाइस चांसलर्स तक को मेल किया और उनको बताया कि आपके छात्र के द्वारा ये अमानवीय घटना 800 लोगों के सामने करी गई। एक इंटरनेशनल ट्रेनिंग जिसको आईसीआर, आईआईएसआर से लेकर नाबार्ड और नीति आयोग और एमएसएमई तक करा रहा है, इवन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर तक उसको स्पॉन्सर कर रहा है और अपना आशीर्वाद दे रहा है। ऐसे यदि अंतरराष्ट्रीय कार्यक्रम में कोई छात्र परिधि की परिसीमा को लांघते हुए किसी अश्लील तरीके की टिप्पणियां और गतिविधियां करता है, एग्रीमीट एवियाना से लेके हमारे सारे कोलैबोरेटर कभी उसको माफ नहीं करेंगे। तो मैं किसी छात्र का हित नहीं करने के लिए आया, मैं किसी का निष्कासन, इवन 3 छात्रों का जो निष्कासन हुआ मैं उससे बहुत आहत हूं, लेकिन मैं संस्था की नियमावली से जकड़ा हुआ हूं, मैं अपने कोलैबोरेटर्स के आदेशों के अनुपालन से जकड़ा हुआ हूं और हमारा बोर्ड ऑफ मेंबर इतना सख्त है कि कभी इस तरीके के कार्रवाई को बर्दाश्त नहीं करता। इसलिए अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता मैं आपकी मान रहा हूं। आप भारतीय मूलाभाष में आपका जन्म हुआ है, अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता के तहत आप कोई भी प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं, लेकिन वो प्रश्न यदि किसी कार्यक्रम और किसी व्यक्ति की डिग्निटी को डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहा है तो फिर वो अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता के दायरे में नहीं आता। इसलिए आप जो प्रश्न पूछें और चैट बॉक्स में जो चीज लिखें वो केवल इंटरनेशनल ट्रेनिंग से रिलेटेड हो, ट्रेनिंग पीपीटी से रिलेटेड हो, एरोडायनेमिक्स से रिलेटेड हो और 6 दिन की जो विगत कक्षाएं हो चुकी हैं, जो लेक्चर्स हो चुके हैं, आप केवल उन पे बात करें, आगे के कार्यक्रम पे बात करें। हम बहुत जल्दी ऑफलाइन एक बहुत बड़ा इवेंट करने वाले हैं ड्रोन पे, आप वहां भी आए और साथ ही साथ आप ये ना समझें कि ये आभासीय कार्यक्रम चल रहा है, वर्चुअल मोड पे चल रहा है तो चीजें हम पूरी तरीके से संतुष्ट नहीं हो रहे हैं। मैं आपको बता दूं, आप लोगों को पूरी तरीके से संतुष्ट करने के लिए हमने टाटा फार्म के 25,000 एकड़ चाय के बागान पर हमने अपने ड्रोन से उनके वीडियोस बनवाए हैं, उनके प्रैक्टिकल की हर एक एक्टिविटीज को कैद किया है, जिसको आप खेत पर समझ सकते हो, उसको आप वीडियो की विजुअलाइजेशन से भी समझ सकते हो। इस तरीके से हर एक वीडियो को लिपिबद्ध किया गया है, इस तरीके से वीडियो में एक एक एक्टिविटी को, एक एक गतिविधि को पिरोया गया है कि जिससे चीजों को बारीकी स्तर पर आप समझ सकें, जिसको आप फील्ड पे भी उतने तरीके से नहीं समझ सकते जितनी तरीके से हमने जो वीडियो बना के आपको दिखाया आप उसमें समझ पाएंगे। तो आप इस तरीके की गिलानी बिल्कुल ना करें कि हम आवासीय माध्यम में जुड़े हुए हैं, हम वर्चुअल मोड में जुड़े हुए हैं, हम ड्रोन को कैसे सीख सकते हैं। आप ड्रोन को ऑफलाइन से ज्यादा ऑनलाइन में मैं आपको सिखा के दिखाऊंगा, ये मेरी कटिबद्धता है आपके सामने। आज 700 व्यक्तियों के सामने मैं संबोधन कर रहा हूं। मैं कटिबद्ध हूं कि आपको पूरी तरीके से संतुष्ट करूंगा, तब इस ट्रेनिंग का सारगर्भित आयाम सिद्ध होगा। आज जब हम 21 दिन पे आएंगे, जब हमारा वैलिडेटरी सेशन होगा, एक एक छात्र, एक एक पार्टिसिपेंट जब अपने संतुष्ट होने की टिप्पणी देगा, संतुष्टि की घोषणा करेगा, तब ये मीटिंग फलदायी सिद्ध होगी। मैं व्यर्थ में ज्यादा समय न लगाते हुए, आप लोगों के आशीर्वाद से ही हमें आधार वक्तव्य की आज अनुमति मिली है। मैं पूरे आदर के साथ कार्यक्रम की समन्वयक विष्णुप्रिया जी को बुलाना चाहूंगा कि आप हर एक छात्र को वो अनुमति प्रदान करें जो चैट बॉक्स पे वो अपने प्रश्न लिख सके। यदि उसको बोलना है तो वो पूरी गरिमा का पालन करते हुए बोल सके और आप उसके हर एक प्रश्न का उत्तर उसको वहीं दे सके। विष्णु प्रिया जी, अंतस के संपूर्ण आदर के साथ मैं आपको आज का सेशन हैंडओवर करता हूं। थैंक यू सो मच।
Yeah, good evening all. Let us have a great evening with our doubt clearing sessions. I know you will have a series of questions and many questions related to the things what we have dealt so far in the 6 days of training session. Why we didn't want to club this questionnaire session along with the speaker session was like in 1.5 hours it was sufficient to give you the or transfer the knowledge from the speaker to you regarding the topics we have selected. So we have we have kept a complete entire day session for you to clear your doubts. So today the session is open for discussion, to share your thoughts, to give us the feedback. I know this is a newer technology, you have plenty of questions related to the drones, so you're utmost welcome to clear all the doubts until and unless the questions are valid. Don't be so stupid on asking silly questions all time. Please be validated with your questions, and make sure that your questions should be answerable by the speakers and the experts, not like you ask any silly questions to waste our time and your time both. Okay, so the set of rules will I'll let you know. You people, all the participants will be on mute. You will be posting your questions in chat box. I'll be answering one by one. If anybody has any queries while answering, you can unmute yourself by asking the permission, and we'll be giving the access to you to unmute and discuss with us. So the participants can post the questions in the question box, chat box. We'll start with the discussion. First question by Kaushal: how can we plan land leveling using drone images and videos? See, in the drone images, what will happen? This will be dealing in the further sessions where you will be constructing 2D images and 3D images of the captured data. So you will be answered in that session. So please hold on for those sessions, Mr. Kaushal. So Mr. Bhagwan Singh has asked a question: what is the maximum payload capacity of spraying drones in agriculture? Till today, we have maximum payload capacity of 25 liters, which it can fit up. So still research is going on to increase the weight of the drones. So till date, you are okay. I mean, it is capable of taking a payload of 50 liters. Yes, the recording sessions will be sent to you once after the training session is done altogether. Should we keep Gaurav, I think I have answered your questions. All the recording sessions and the material will be sent to you after the sessions. We'll compile all the speaker data, PPTs, PDFs, and together we'll be sending it to you. And Dr. JP Makati has asked a question: should extra batteries be kept with a drone? Yes. Anywhere or everywhere, wherever you buy a drone, there will be set of batteries which is given to you. 2 batteries will be given. So you need to keep the extra batteries with you. How much time is required to charge the batteries? It usually depends on the capacity. If you use a 16,000 mega amperes battery, it will take half an hour to get it charged completely. That is a basic battery we use for a spraying drone. Is it mandatory to have a license to use or fly a drone? There is no mandatory license to use the drone, but to fly the drone, you need the license, because it's like driving a 2-wheeler or a 4-wheeler where you will grant a license, where you will be granted a license to drive that. Like that only, drone is also a vehicle. You need that, as I told you in the day 2 session, also it's unmanned aerial vehicles. You need the permissions to, you need the license to fly the drone, because it's a skill. At the end of the day, you need to learn the skill to fly the drone. And if you're officially flying the drones apart for your personal uses, mandatory to have the license. You need to have the license for flying the drones. How drone technology will minimize the cost of cultivation? Yesterday also I showed you a case study where because of the spraying drone usage, we have increased the harvest, we have reduced the water use, we have saved the time, we have saved the costing investment of the farmer. And in the day 2 session also, I have given you the statistical data on an average data, how much we are saving using the drone technology. What is the cost of the labor we are saving, how we are saving the soil analysis cost. I'll give you another example today also. For soil analysis, if you take in It is around 2,500 from the point of the soil sample you collect, go to the lab, give it to analysis, get it done, and take it after 2 days, collect it and analyze it. But whereas using drone technology, you can give the data for 1 acre within 15 to 20 minutes, and that too in 500 rupees cost. That is how the cost will be minimized when you use drone technology in agriculture. So there are plenty of applications and examples what I have mentioned before also. So in the moving on further sessions also, we'll be dealing all those things. You will get that queries once you are done. Then Dr. Ashish has asked some question. Madam, what are the probable applications of drone and food processing plants? See, as the topic goes on, it's not about the food processing, but still I'll enlighten you regarding this. One is the surveillance, monitor, because
Ma'am,
your
if
food
possible, also speak in Hindi. If possible, please.
Okay. So food processing plants be the same, the plantations or the harvest what you take for agriculture, वो भी same ही होती है. Can you mention what are the food processing plants you are what is your mind? What are the food processing plants you mean? Either the manufacturing plants or the harvest plants. Can you just mention it? Mr. Ashish Patel? Aarti, you can ask him to unmute and you can ask him to clearly ask the questions. Akash Kumar, yes, you will get the video recordings after the training is completed. How can drone detect nutrient status below 15 centimeters from the soil surface? I haven't mentioned it is 15 centimeters from the soil surface. You will detect only at the topsoil level. This is Mr. Kaushal Kishore. So this will be dealt in the further sessions regarding the sensor technology. You will know how depth you can reach from the surface of analysis. So please hold on for those sessions. We'll be dealing in the further sessions. हम लोग जब सेंसर टेक्नोलॉजी के सेमिनार्स देखेंगे तब आपको पता चलेगा.
Pardon, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Tell me, Ashish.
Just I want to know that majority of in food processing, just like in a QC or in a case of any kind of that nowadays more applications that has been done of RFID and other technologies. Can some novel technology can be integrated with drone and can apply with like in logistics?
Yes, you can apply. You can apply in the logistics. You can apply for surveillance. You can apply for monitoring. Drones are known for its monitoring technology, right? Up monitoring maybe
I just want to know that you are just expert in this drone technology. So had you seen such kind of the application in any kind of the plant, or can you give some brief idea regarding that?
See, in our pharma manufacturing plant, whenever we have some issues in the fermenters or something, we do fly the drones to check the issues at the top level, because we have the fermenters capacity ranging 10,000 liters to 1 lakh liters. So in that case, we'll be anyhow we have the drone technology too in our hands. So we are using the drone technology to do the surveillance at the top cases and so on. You can use.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Technology को use करना चाहते हैं कर सकते हो. At the pace of anything, you can use this technology. So may get an objective for which you want to solve, and you can do that. It's not only restricted to 1 or 2. Okay. Hope your question was answered. Ashish, are you there? Okay. We'll move on with the next one. Mr. Kaushal, as I told you, जब हम सेंसर टेक्नोलॉजी का सेशंस लेते हैं तब आपको पता चलेगा कितना डीप एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं हम ड्रोन्स के साथ. So please hold on for those things, okay? I'm trying to tell you in Hindi. You know, most of the technical things I'm used to tell in English. I'm trying to explain most of the things in Hindi, okay? Mr. Abhishek Kumar, what is your question? Is drone... Aarti, can you ask Abhishek to unmute? How drones are useful in identifying the potential fishing zones? See, for example, this is another application where you will be learning in the sensor technology sessions. ये sensor technology में आपको knowledge share किया जाएगा. But Coming to this, I'll just give you an example. फिशिंग जोन जो भी होते हैं और नॉर्मल जोन नॉर्मल वाटरिंग जो भी होते हैं वो अलग होता है. So you can easily identify with a drone which is inserted with a sensor camera. What is the difference between the fishing zone and the non-fishing zone? Abhishek Kumar, I think you can request and unmute from Aarti.
हेलो मैम.
Yes, yes, please tell me, Abhishek.
हाँ मैम, इस ट्रेनिंग के जरिए अपॉर्चुनिटी क्या मिल सकती है?
See, from this training you are learning the details from basics of the drone. आप basics of the drone से लेकर planning, mission planning, सब कुछ जो भी आप सीखना चाहते हैं कि what is a drone, what is it, why is it called a drone, what are the applications of the drone, सब कुछ आप सीख रहे हो इस सेशन में. और जब भी आप अगर आपका फ्यूचर पर्सपेक्टिव जो भी हो, आपका कैरियर अपॉर्चुनिटी जो भी हो, लाइक इफ यू वांट गो टू अ जॉब, आज पता है आपको सारे कंपनीज एग्रीटेक पर डिपेंड है, सारे कंपनीज एग्रीटेक पर वेंचर कर रहे हैं. देयर इट विल बी इजी फॉर यू टू गेट इनसाइड द जॉब. और इफ यू वांट टू फर्दर लॉन्च योर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जर्नी, अगर आपको कुछ ईडीपी करना है और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप अपॉर्चुनिटीज करना है, टेकिंग दिस एज अ बेसिक, यू कैन further venture into it because this is the present situation in the market. जो भी present market में हो रहा है, जो भी टेक्नोलॉजी है, हम आपको सिखा रहे हैं. So that will be the future perspectives. And regarding this future perspectives and the opportunities, we'll be discussing in the day 28 days session of our training program. So आपको और भी exposure मिलेगा इस opportunities के बारे में, ठीक है?
ओके ओके.
I just want to, Mr. Ujjwal Paridhar, I just want to know there is also internship here for those who are interested in internship. That will be discussing further. You can personally mail to our mail IDs of Aviana or AMF regarding the internships. Any EMI system for purchase of drones and other things, you will be getting the things about how to avail the loans. There is no such EMI from the company. हम कंपनी की तरफ से कोई भी EMI नहीं दे सकते हैं, आपको बैंक की तरफ से ही लोन लेना पड़ेगा. If you want, we can recommend that things. So crop monitoring drone mission भी ऐसा ही चलेगा, Mr. पंकज. जैसा हमने कल डिस्कस किया था कि विजन प्लानिंग कैसा करेंगे, वहां भी क्रॉप मॉनिटरिंग ड्रोन्स का भी सेम होगा, स्प्रेइंग ड्रोन्स का भी सेम होगा. और काफी सारे ड्रोन्स का, जो भी ड्रोन हो, आप सर्वेलेंस यूज कर रही हो, मॉनिटरिंग ड्रोन्स यूज कर रही हो, स्प्रेइंग ड्रोन्स यूज कर रही हो, वो सारे सेम ही हो गए विजन प्लानिंग. बट द एप्लीकेशंस, द एंड एप्लीकेशंस व्हाट यू चूज, यू स्प्रे, यू एनालाइज, यू मॉनिटर, वो अलग होता है. बट विजन प्लानिंग सेम ही होता है. प्रोवाइड सम मटेरियल एंड पीपीटी फॉर रीडिंग. मिस्टर Rajavardhan Gandal, we will be sharing you the PPT and PDF compiled after the training session, not now. Ma'am, Mr. Pratik, welcome. Ma'am, is need of internet Wi-Fi for controlling drone with remote? No, sometimes some drones work with Bluetooth connection, some drones work with Wi-Fi. It depends on the drone. Pratik, Mr. Pratik, when to use thermal drone, multispectral drones, how can find green zone areas? It depends on your end user applications. ये भी sensor technology session में आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा या कल या day 9 session में होगा. So please hold on with your questions till that. You will get most of the answers there itself. Sumit Tiwari, what is the procedure to get DGCA license? Mr. Sumit Tiwari, can you just tell me what are you looking for this DGCA license? Is it the pilot license or for your drone license? Can you just put on your particular point here? Then Mr. Kushal Kishore, what is the logic behind 1.2x yield by drone spray than manual spray? Which crop can be harvested by drone? Many crops can be harvested by drone. वो सारे harvest की crops का list या discussions हम बाद में करेंगे कि day 15 or 14 session में will be discussing all this. And there is no logic behind 1.2x yield. I'm just telling you, if you are manually able to cultivate or harvest 100 kgs on 1 acre of land, if you use drones, it will be 120 kgs. There is no logic behind this. I'm just giving you the numerical values. So Badal Kumar, I told you the job opportunities already have mentioned. Asta, there is no aerodynamics or working principles of the drone which will be explained again. You will get the recording of the sessions. You can go through it. Mr. Sherunasa, this is the not like plantations where you said we use drone and mango plantations in Karnataka. So how it is helpful in health? Just transport management, is it? What is your question? Can you just be more clear? Aarti, can you ask Seru to unmute himself? Razia Vani, again, your question is not clear to me.
Can you
Yeah, please tell
your
me,
name
Seru.
now?
Sheru Nisa, SCHRU. And the next is Razia Vani. Why are there drones 5, 6 or VN8 motors? Can you just be clear with your questions? What is
Hello,
this
ma'am.
5, 6 or 8 motors? Who is this?
Ma'am Sehrunisa.
Yeah, tell me, Serunisa, what do you mean by it? How is it helpful in health?
Yes,
Which
ma'am.
helps
I was
human
asking.
health
Yes,
or
ma'am. Human
plant
health.
health?
Ma'am, the drone technology we are using, we are selecting a plant and we are using the drones to spray in that particular area, whatever weeds or something we decide, or whatever means
Yes,
medicine they are requiring,
yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes,
So in Karnataka,
yes,
you said we are using mango plantations that day when you showed us the recordings and all.
yes,
This
yes,
so it was useful in transportation management only, because you said that we are spraying hundreds of acres of land, for example, with those
What is
drones. So we are
transportation here?
means it was just for
What are you
matlab,
transporting?
I mean,
Huh.
you said that we had to, like before use of the drones, we had to use big tanks for transporting the like material, like medicine, sorry, medicine to the field.
Yeah, do you know how the spraying system in mango plantations work? How do they do it?
No, like you said,
Just go back. No,
mhm.
no, no. Just go back to YouTube, see the
Yes,
manual
ma'am.
spraying, how it is done in mango plantations now, and come back to me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here for still 15 more days. You just see the YouTube video and come back to me how the manual spraying is done. Razia Vani, Aarti, can you ask herself also to mute? Unmute herself? Why are there drone 5, 6 or VN8 motors? I'm not sure. Kavya T, ma'am, other than flat fan type nozzles, which type of nozzles can be used for drone sprayer? See, usually we use the adjustable nozzles to make sure that there is a particular spray for particular crop. It depends again on the analytics. It depends on again on the analysis systems. So it is a most under trial and error or decisions you will take at the farm, and from your past experience you will be taking it. So there are different types of nozzles also, 2 to 3 types are there. I'll send you the list in the group. Dr. Ravindra Kumar, is drones available for rental basis per day? Yes, that is available for rental basis with the operator. It depends on the location what you choose. It is available for spray, crop monitoring drones, spraying drones, all are available. You can contact us anytime. Mr. Apit Tiwari, ma'am, your lecture was very knowledgeable and very informative. Only one small query. Please provide the PPT to all lectures, please, ma'am, for revision versions. That's what I told you. Thank you for the compliment and giving us a positive response for the training. Arpit, as I mentioned, from 2 to 3 queries also, we'll be sharing all the compiled PPTs and PDFs together, not now. Just give me a minute. Okay, we'll go back to this. Sorry. Just a second. Where did I stop? Yeah. Mr. Rishabh, I have a question related to irrigation with drones because the water requirement of crop is high. And if we refine drone multiple times, it will waste time. So why do you use drip irrigation? Every time there is update in the technology, it's left to the farmers or it's left to the user to update the technology or not. There is no such waste in time. It is whatever the requirement is there, we can do that precisely. Miss Risha, madam, what is the range of altitude in which a drone flies? It depends again on the drone company. Aviana's drone will reach up to 3 kilometers of altitude. Razia Wani, how long will the high-tech drone fly? High-tech. If I'm not wrong, Razia, it is, I think you are asking the height, it is 3 kilometers. And few drones 1 kilometer also are there. Maximum 3 kilometers we reach. And Ms. Rolly Kumari, how does drone technology minimize the cost of cultivation? I have already discussed this. Aditya Ranjan, nowadays farmers holding is less in those time how we use drones. Aditya Ranjan, can you unmute yourself? What is this question? Nowadays farmer holding is less. Do you mean the land? Just be clear with your questions. Razia Wani, which camera can be used further? These things will be discussed in the sensor technology session में हम discuss करेंगे. Please आप जब तक रुक जाइए, आपके सारे answers, unanswered questions
Yes,
answer हो जाएं. Yes, tell me, Aditya, what is this? Do you mean the small and mid-scale farmers who are having half acre, 1 acre land?
yes, ma'am.
For them, we are giving rental basis, right? There is no need to purchase the drone. हम rent में भी दे देते हैं उनको. एक दिन के, एक hour की, 5 minutes, 10, 1 hour, 2 hours को भी हम rent देते हैं. So कोई problem नहीं. वो लोग भी technology use करता है. There is no mandatory नहीं है कि आप लोग purchase ही करो. ठीक है?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Hassan Mansoori, I wanted to learn how to connect the flight controller with different components of the drone and get data from the drone. So how to connect the flight controller with different components हमने day 4 session में ही सीखा था. Day 5 session में सीखा था. So you will get the video recordings again and you can go through those things and get the drone data from the drone is nothing but whatever the data it captures once it flies. एक बार fly होने के बाद जो भी data capture होते हैं, कल भी मैंने दिखाया था, आप क्लाउड पे सेव कर सकते हो या आपकी डिवाइस पे सेव कर सकते हो. That is how you collect the data. How we get license to fly the drone? Mr. Satputri has asked. It is by you need to get a train from a institute where it is approved by DGCI. Those details we can share you in the group, and further moving on with the sessions, I'll be sharing those details in the group. Mr. Ajay Arun, is there any advanced technology developed than the drone itself to identify obstruction and move ahead without selecting at the time of mission setting? See, apart from mission setting, visually जो भी आप देख सकते हो obstacles आपको पहला बताना चाहिए. अगर नहीं हो तो there is a sensor which is called obstacle sensor. Yesterday also I think I have mentioned regarding this obstacle sensor. अगर आप ये obstacle sensor drone पे लगाए तो if you insert this obstacle sensor in the drone, the drone is capable selfly it is capable to identify the obstacles and avoid it. Scadlin Rose, what are the all government subsidies regarding the drone? We'll be discussing in the further sessions. Amit Kumar, is soil nutrients level analyzed by drones? Yes, soil nutrients levels are perfectly analyzed by drones. But ये कैसे analyze होगा? पता करने के लिए आपको अगले sessions तक wait करना पड़ेगा. What happens if my drone got crashes? It's an accident. See, there is no such device which is without accidents. Even you will crash your 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers and everything. And there are equally chances of crashing your drones if you don't handle it properly. You need to get it back and repair it. As it is also called unmanned vehicle, right? उससे भी accidents हो सकती है, उसका भी कुछ problems आ सकती है. It's not a supernatural power. It will have issues, it will have accidents, it will encounter crashes. आपको वो rectify करना पड़ता है, आपको mechanically उसको repair करना भी पड़ता है. Paritosh Pallav, can I fly drone at night so that we can monitor the crop at night? So Paritosh, why do you want to monitor crop at night? Can I know the reason? Later I'll tell you if you can fly or not. Nayak Achal Kumar, this certificate will be valid out of country, ma'am. Yes, it is valid. See, there is no such certificate which is valid in the space also. So your knowledge, whatever you discover from this technology, from the sessions, training sessions, whatever the knowledge, what we transfer, if you take it and if you are capable of analyzing it, assimilating it and presenting it to the interview panel people, then there is no validity of the certificate which will come into picture. Yes, this certificate is valid because it is accredited by ICAR, NABARD, UPCAR and many other governing bodies which are central and state level. It is valid, but still, apart from the certificates, guiding you to make the best utilization of the training, assimilate the knowledge, try to get the best out of the things which we are giving. Any disadvantages in this technology? Priyanshu Nagar. Yes, there are disadvantages in any of the technology. Can you say mobile technology doesn't have any disadvantages? आप बता सकते हैं कि Wi-Fi technology पे disadvantages नहीं है? Everything and anything on this earth which is taken birth as a technology, though it will have disadvantages and advantages similarly. So you need to use the technology for the advantageous purposes. जब भी आपके पास एक needle होती है, कुछ भी होती है, वो अगर आप इसे सही तरीके से use करते हो, you can make things using the needle, you can create things using it, but when you use for destruction, you can do the destruction at level. So anything and everything is left to the user's hands. If you use it in an advantageous way, it will be advantageous. If you use it in a disadvantageous way, you can go till the destruction phase itself. Any company selling UAN registered drones for agri? Yes, we are selling, Mr. Karthik. And I don't want to get into other companies' details. And I don't know whether who is selling or not also registered drones, because there is a huge issue in the licensing of the drones from past 9 months. So I don't know the present list, and we are selling the registered ones. So you don't need to worry about the other things, I guess. Then Ketavat Shairam, as we know, most of the farmers in India are uneducated. How able they are use this drone technology in agriculture? Okay, that's a good question. So when the mobiles came, are you capable of using it? When the Android versions came, when the Apple iOS versions came, are you capable of using it? It's not the education, it is your knowledge which matters and the interest to learn. Each and every farmer is interested in learning the pilot also. Pilot trainings also they want to take. Many of them have approached Aviana and they have taken it also. So there is no such, don't use the word uneducated. They are well educated. They are very well educated in the farming sector. Even you and I will not be able to catch that type of knowledge. So there is no such word uneducated. If your interest matters, if you want your knowledge to be expanded, you can learn it at any point of time, at any age, at any phase. So there is no such things. Our technology is user friendly. Anybody can learn it who is uneducated also. Bro, drone का license कैसे बनेगा? Dinesh Varia, the license will be given by the DGCI approved bodies. So those details will be discussing in the standard operating procedures training session. So please hold on till that. What is the use of 21 days international program other than the knowledge? Great question. It is left to you how to use your knowledge. We are transferring the knowledge to you. It's left to you. आपको left है आज से कि आप इस knowledge को कैसे use करेंगे. कहाँ आपका जॉब की रेज्यूम ऐड करेंगे वैल्यू, या आपको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जर्नी के लिए स्टार्ट करेंगे, या अब्रॉड जाके कुछ भी सर्विसेज देंगे, या फ्रेंचाइजीज ओपन करेंगे, या फार्मर्स को हेल्प करेंगे. इट्स लेफ्ट टू यू हाउ टू यूज दिस नॉलेज. सो इट्स लेफ्ट टू यू मिस्टर दिनेश विजी. Apart from knowledge, there is no such wealth in the nation. So don't ask a question then what is the use apart from knowledge. It's a very big thing you have already got and gained. How we get license, ma'am? As I told you, it is already answered questions. Subsidies already have been answered. You will be dealing in the day 20th session. How a LiDAR camera works, ma'am? The working of the sensor technology, cameras, we will be discussing in the further sessions. So, आपकी सारी unanswered questions answer हो जाएंगे. So, तब तक आप patience रखिए. Will you be giving the license of drone and can you make us handle it? Yes. तब आपको offline sessions पे आएंगे, तब आपको offline training देंगे by pilot की. VR Aviana is providing the pilot training and you can get this all knowledge there also. Whether study completed hazardness to birds and ecology by drone observation, especially by pesticides. Yes, we have covered. Yesterday also I have mentioned regarding this while I was dealing the things. So a study किया है हमने, the biosafety study we call it, biotoxicity study, biosafety study हमने पहले ही किया है. Okay, we'll move on with the next question. Not only for the birds, pests, insects, the healthy components, what you said, tell in the ecosystem. We have done the studies for all those things. Oh, there are many questions to be answered today. Yeah, what is the advantage of drone feeding over intelligent feeders in aquaculture? It's time. time, money, labor. See, there is unique features of this technology when you compare it to other technology. So it is left to the user to choose the unique features when it come to the technology. So aquaculture के बारे में हम आगे sessions में discuss करेंगे और in detail discussion आपको मिलेगा वहाँ. So please hold on, Mr. Scatlin Rose and Mr. Pankaj Sitkar. How a farmer can get helped by drone? He can do from fertigation method to spray fertilizer if he has less area. Can you give differences? Differences हमने पहली session, the introductory session में भी हम discuss किया है. आपको अभी doubt है तो recording sections मिलने के बाद आप उसको देख सकते हैं, revise कर सकते हैं. Mr. Vamshid Raju, how to get the government subsidies for drone purchase? ये 20th session में हम discuss करेंगे. I don't want to waste time on the government subsidy schemes because it's a very huge thing which we'll be discussing for an hour. So the today's time is not sufficient. So we'll be discussing in the further sessions where you will get the complete knowledge out of it. I don't want to give you half knowledge anytime. So Revant Reddy, will you be giving the license for drone and can you make us? Yes, already I have answered. How drones are useful in the sugarcane industry? We have already seen, watched a video where we are predicting the pathogens, where we are spraying everything, whatever the applications we use for other crops, it is available for sugarcane also. There is no such specific things what you can encounter in any of the crops. Shivkumar Nayak, already I have told you, we are minimizing the water quantities per acre spray. Is it sufficient? Yes, of course it is sufficient. And you have seen the harvest predicted also. It was more than 20 kgs extra than the original, or 20% extra than the original things. Is it sufficient? And what about dilution of used pesticides and fungicides? The concentration of the pesticides and the fungicides, what is recommended by the boards will be same. If they ask 20 kgs to be mixed in 100 liters of water, we have mixed 20 kgs in 40 liters of water. So we haven't altered the concentration of the pesticides. The amount of pesticides which need to be sprayed have been sprayed with accuracy. Mr. Gaurav, farmers are not able to understand how to handle the drone. Then how can we help them as an extension worker or a student? You do the pilot training. You learn how to fly the drone. You learn how to plan the mission. Yesterday also we had a greater insight on this. You learn and you serve them, or you can take the franchisee. You can take a single drone and serve the farmers. Take the payment for per acre, per hour. Most of the farmers are illiterate and always use traditional techniques in farm. Then how can we make them sure to use drones? Yes. Convincing a farmer at the end of the day to use this technology is the big question in the market today. You need to make them convinced. You need to influence them. You need to speak to the local influencers, maybe the FPOs, political peoples, the governing bodies, whom the farmer will listen, whom the farmer will understand, whose words they'll understand. I can't go to a farming में कहीं भी नहीं जा सकती village पे और बोल सकती कि this is a very wonderful technology, use it. It's not like me giving the knowledge to you. It is completely different. आपको उसका level पर ही जाकर उसको मनाना पड़ता है. जो भी local governing bodies है, जो भी politicians है, सरपंच है, या कोई celebrities उसकी विलेज से हो, उसकी फार्मर सेक्टर से हो, उससे उसके साथ उसकी तरफ से आपको जाना पड़ता है. डायरेक्टली हम कभी नहीं जाकर कुछ भी फार्मर्स को इजीली नहीं कर सकते. आई एम नॉट टेलिंग इट्स इम्पॉसिबल, इट इज डिफिकल्ट. Nothing is impossible, but it is difficult at a initial stage. So one or two such things, if you successfully do it in a village, it will spread to all around surrounding villages. So that is the way you need to think. This and all are the strategies you need to plan. How should I, Mr. Ayan Basu, how should I explain that to a general farmer, and how should I avail him the facilities related to the drone? Yes. So as I told you, you can take up the franchisees, or you can give a service to the farmers and the taking up on the rent and so on. That are many options we'll be discussing further. But how can I explain? See, it's not like the thing as a speaker, as an international speaker, as a subject expert, how I speak to you. This is not the way how I speak to the farmers. I need to change the language. I need to change the version. I need to go to their local place and speak them, convince them, show them the practical results, how better it is. जब तक farmer practical results नहीं देखेगा, वो कभी नहीं किसी टेक्नोलॉजी को एक्सेप्ट करेगा. वो जो चाहे वो फर्टिलाइजर्स हो, जो चाहे वो ड्रोन्स हो, और मैं कोई मैकेनाइज्ड डिवाइस हो, जब तक फार्मर नहीं देखेगा उसका एडवांटेजेस, तब तक वो नहीं मानेगा. सो प्रैक्टिकली आपको उनको दिखाना पड़ता है, rather than you giving a verbal speech. प्रैक्टिकली तब हम उनको दिखाएंगे, तब everything will be successful. Will you, how many questions, same questions, give the license of the drone and can you make us an yes? What is this, Dr. Ashish Patel? What is this manufacturing? What is your question? Razia Vani, can drone be used in vegetable farms to Ladakh conditions? Yes, you can use it.
Madam,
Yes.
earlier I had asked you questions in regarding that. At that time, the mic was not muted, so I had written in the chat. Ma'am, I have
What is
another
this
questions that I
manufacturing?
typed.
Yeah, please.
They're food processing related.
Okay, fine.
There was one question. Okay, so ma'am,
Okay,
I had
what is
also
another
one question.
Mm.
That if there are certain kind of geographical locations in which the normal air velocity that will be remains the higher. Just the in Earth, कई जगह ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ air velocity ज़्यादा रहती है, या तो फिर some areas that are very prone to cyclone and all that. So is there any limitations of drone की drone इतने से इतने air velocity पे optimally काम करता है या इससे maximum इससे और velocity बढ़ गई boundary
Sir,
level
I'll
है
tell
कोई
you one
ऐसा?
thing. I got your question. At worst conditions, how can we use? Yesterday, I showed you the parameters which you can adjust, right? The speed of the drone, the movement of the drone, upward, downward, leftment of the drone, at which angle you want to fly the drone. Everything according to the situations of the environmental conditions, आप उसको modify कर सकते हैं. So at the worst scenarios also, you can use the drone. Where there is higher wind velocity, where there is higher speed of wind, everything you can use it. But you should be very skillfully trained in that case, how to make the parameters adjust to that. Okay. Small crops like, we'll go to next question, Abhijit Kirdat. Small crops like vegetable, which drone is useful like 10 liters or 16 liters. I'm not clear with your question, Abhijit Kirdat. You can unmute yourself and answer, ask me the question. Mr. Malesha, we require different drones for spraying and soil analysis. Yes, there are different drones because you can't spray. Insert a sensor-based camera inside the spraying drones because it will get spoiled. And you don't need that much capacity batteries to work. That much capacity batteries, that is 16,000 mega amperes battery आपको नहीं चाहिए, तब आप surveillance करेंगे. So there is no need to waste that much of energy. So we need different drones. Price of a drone, I'll be sharing the details in the group. You can just look out to it. Mr. Aman Kumar and Atul Bhartiya, how much subsidy will be provided by the government? हम आगे जाके इसके बारे में discuss करेंगे. What is the procedure? Mr. Bharat has asked, what is the procedure of site-specific nutrient management by the use of drone? Is it any calculation or analytical work in the laboratory? See, there is no such calculation in the analytical work in the laboratory. What you do when you are doing the site-specific nutrient management. So coming to Aviana drones, में different drones के बारे में हम आगे जाके discuss करेंगे कि वो क्या differences है सब कुछ. और coming to Aviana drones, this is the only one and only drone company in the world where we are giving the AI analytical system. जब आप plant health assess करेंगे, उसके हिसाब से हम fertilizers recommend करेंगे farmers को, which is AI based. And जब आप soil analysis करेंगे, based on the nutrients of the soil, we'll be recommending the crop to be harvested in that particular soil. Based on that soil analysis report, everything is AI database, and within half an hour you will be getting this technology known. So there is no such laboratory in vitro or in vivo or wet lab work what you will be doing at the site. Everything is AI based. Next, Ketavat Sairam, adding weather forecasting technology in this drone will helpful to farmers. Is it possible because farmers track and flow weather? I'm not clear with your question. You can unmute yourself, Ketavat. Miss Meenakshi Yadav, ma'am, how drone will analyze soil? आपको sensor technology sessions में आपको पता चलेगा. It will not take samples. It will take images, Mario. How much time a drone fly for charging? 35 to 40 minutes, depending upon the capacity of the battery. It differs again. What is the angle at which spray pump is adjusted for effective spray in the field? It is again a trial and error version. So you come to field and learn that. So usually it will be 90 degrees at the base. If you want to learn more, you can come to field and you can learn. Favorable weather conditions for drone flying, as I have all questions. Ideally, there should be no higher wind and there should be no such thunderstorms or raining seasons most of the times. Kumar Abhishek, what is the cost benefit of using drone technology in land less than acre of the farm? We have already discussed. I have given the calculations and cost effectiveness for 1 acre of land itself. During demonstration of drone at KVK, Dador, Gujarat, it was seen that it is effect of pollination of field crops. So question is how it can be controlled. Do you have any case studies, Gaurang Kumar, regarding this? Why the pollination, how the pollination was affected when you use this drones for spraying? And what spraying you did, at what stage you did, I want to know before answering your question. Usually we avoid the pesticide spraying at the time of pollination or at the time of flowering. So that you need to keep in mind. So I want to know the conditions at which stage you did and which crop you did and what was the scale of the farming. Ms. Shah Thakur, how do drones differentiate among deficiency symptoms and index pest attack? As sometimes symptoms might be similar, example leaf discoloration and yellowing. इसका आंसर तो मैंने पहला दिन से ही बोल रही हूँ. Visually हम जो देख नहीं पाते, drones can see using the sensor technology cameras. So आपको आगे आगे जाते जाते इसको detail का sessions भी होगा. So आपका answers, I have given you a brief answer as of now, Isha, but further moving on, you will get the complete answers. Akash Kumar, I have already told regarding the job opportunities. We'll discuss further in the further coming sessions. License के बारे में मैंने पहले ही बताया था. Rama Reddy, ma'am, in India we actually recommend dosage of 2 ml per liter like that. But in drone we spray very less water. How can it be justified with the drone? Yeah. So why do you require water along with the pesticides? Justify this question to me. I'll answer your question, Mr. Rama Reddy. Sorry, is this Miss or Mr.? I'm sorry, I just misspelled it. So you tell me why the water is recommended. I'll tell you what is the reason the water is recommended and why 2% of the pesticides. You just justify this answer to me. I'll justify the answer what you want now. Aman Raj, as we know, majority of the land are very small. How using drone are practically beneficial? Yes, practically beneficial. Technology infusion in any part, in any scale will be beneficial for anybody. Smartphones you buy. A richer person will buy, a poorer person will buy. Can you say a smartphone is not affordable to poorer person? It is. The companies are making it affordable. And motto of Giviana is to make the drone technology affordable. I understand at the day one when the technology is launched, it is not affordable to all. But moving on, the day 30th, the day 60th is also not the same. It will be affordable to everybody. Some farmers who are having a small piece of land, half acre, 1 acre, they'll also be benefited. And you will see the practical sessions on that, practical results of that in the coming years itself. Not coming years, in the coming months itself, with the Ariana itself.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Who is this? Can you name yourself?
Yes. Myself Shachi. So,
okay.
Hello, I'm audible.
Sorry?
Am I audible?
Yes, now you're audible. Tell me.
So, ma'am, my question is, what should be the distance while spraying with drone? Means, while spraying, person won't be affected by chemicals. So, from such distance, a person can fly drone, so that does not affect on person.
Sorry, can you just come again?
Yeah.
What distance?
Yeah, what should be the distance while spraying with drone? Means while spraying, person won't be affected by chemical. So from such a distance, a person can fly drone. So what? So that does not affect on person.
Hold on. Whoever operates a drone, we call him a pilot. The pilot will be apart from the spraying system itself. You can control the drone till 1 to 1.5 kilometers. Okay.
Okay, and
yeah, it is left to the operator where he needs to stand and he need to operate the drone. It is controllable to 1 kilometer range.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any harm of birds while flying off drone?
No. Okay. Why will birds get harmed? You fly aeroplanes. Can you say the birds are harmed by aeroplanes? No, right?
No. Any climatic condition? Any weather?
Climatic conditions, it's see, all the climatic conditions at all points of the globes are not same. According to the climatic conditions, you need to adjust the altitude, you need to adjust the speed, you need to adjust the angle of the movement of the drone, right?
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So we'll move on with the next questions. Ma'am, can we sow seed at the perfect sowing place space by using drones? Yes, you can do that. See, so most of the crops, some of the crops you randomly spread the seeds. So in that case, there is no perfect sowing, but you can adjust the system of the drones, that is the nozzle, to perfectly sow it also. Favorable weather conditions I have already told you. Is there any job opportunities on the drone technology? Yes, our ministers, the central ministers have only stated that drone technology can, especially in the agriculture sector, can generate 50 lakh jobs. You can know the range and the application level of it. Me being an MNC company, I don't want to state personally anything, but even the governments are stating it. You should know how to calculate the value of it right now. How to avoid the obstacle like poles, trees, or stop spraying at well areas in the plant? Should be operated manually, or any auto detection system is there? Both are there. You can operate it manually also, and obstacle sensors are also there. I have already answered in the third or fourth question related to this. Whether the usage of drones for spraying insecticide, pesticides, and applications of fertilizers will cause environmental pollution and health hazards by leaving aerosol in the atmosphere. So, Dr. M. Shivprakash, can I ask you one question? When you spray it manually, is it not affecting the environment? Is there no aerosols in the atmosphere which is let when you manually spray it? I want you to answer this question. Then Sachi, is there any harm to birds? Already told you there is no harm. What is the difference between satellite imaging, drone imaging, and digital photographs? I've already mentioned it in the day one session itself while I was doing the introductory session. Okay, एक और बार मैं बोलती हूँ, satellite imaging और drone imaging और photography में, डिजिटल फोटोग्राफी में डिफरेंस होता है, पिक्सल का डिफरेंस होता है, टाइम लेने के डिफरेंस होता है, एंड सैटेलाइट और ड्रोन इमेजिंग का पहला और फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ द सैटेलाइट इमेजिंग इज, you know how the satellite works, it will be revolving all around the earth all time, and when you wanted data of a particular land or a particular crop, the satellite will give you the data when it has captured, not when you want. आपको जब चाहिए वो डेटा तब नहीं देगा, तब वो कैप्चर किया है, वो परसों का हो या बिफोर 1 वीक का हो, बिफोर 1 मंथ का हो, तब का डेटा आपको मिलेगा, not at the time when you require it. That is a major disadvantage of the satellite imaging. There is no such satellite which is only installed to monitor your land, monitor your village, monitor your city. It is revolving all time, right? So considering we'll move on with the next question on digital photography. Do you think, can you, sorry, Razia. Do you think you can go to each and every crop in the plant, in the farm, and capture the images and ask it whether you are healthy or not, whether you are infested or not? No, right? Digital photography is laborious, time consuming, and none of the farmers in the field are very, very interested to capture the data. You being a researcher, you being a UGPG graduate, yes, you are interested to go to each and every plant, capture it, measure its leaves, measure its shoot length, root length. I agree, but farmer is not at the field. It is very difficult to do that. So the digital photography of the farm is not a good idea. Considering the Indian farmers, how far is the use of drone economical also, since it requires skill, labor, and its cost? How is the integration of the drones in Indian farming? Yes, of course, it is possible. It is not an impossible task. So I'll just give you one answer back, Ms. Apurva Sharma. See, infusing any technology, is a mobile technology affordable to all, or it is a good technology in the market? No. The way we use it, the way we make it possible is the thing. So it is economical. The government is, if the government is coming up with the policy, if the government is coming up with the subsidies, if the government is coming up with the subsidies, just understand how economical it is to government and the farmers. It is economical. And we are making it affordable. We are giving the subsidies. We are getting at the service cost. We are getting at the renting cost. There is no only one option that is called buying of the drone. Purchasing drone is एक ही option नहीं है. There are many, many options which you really want to use the technology, you can use it. So integration of the drones on the Indian farming is successful and it is completely possible. How many acres of land it can spray in one flight? Almost 10 acres. It depends on the capacity of the drone again. Average, it can spray 10 acres. Is drone trace any pest attack and disease in the field? I am telling you from the day one, we are capable of analyzing the pest and disease at the early stage of infestation itself using the sensor technology. I have answered your question, and Basun, you need to go to their level. When you are explaining an apple to a kid, you need to go to its language. You need to go to its level and explain it. It's not like you are telling the scientific name of the apple to a kid. It's not. It does not making any sense. So, like farmer also understand his level, understand his language, understand his space. Go to him, understand his way to speak, learn the way to speak to him, then make him explain. The same way how you present. So when you're presenting it to your teacher, you will be so technically sound. When you're explaining it to your friend, you will be so generally sounding. Like that only when you're explaining it to the farmer, you need to be so simple and approachable. Can a single type drone be used for multi-purpose work? It's left to you how to use the technology, Mr. Rishabh Raj Chauhan. अगर आपको एक ही पर्पस के लिए ड्रोन यूज करना है तो आप ये कर सकते हो, या मल्टीपल पर्पसेस के लिए आपको मॉडिफाई करना है तो वो भी कर सकते हो. Ma'am, kindly once explain the mechanism of drag and thrust force while lifting the drone, and will there be any effect of directions in the wind and handling the drone? Of course, there will be effect of the wind while handling the drone, and thrust और force के बारे में आपको video share किया जाएगा. You can go to it, Mr. Khushbu. Working of flight controllers, मैंने पहले ही बताया. Video sessions के साथ, it is also called as the brain of the computer. Flight controllers as the brain of the computers. How your CPU is working in your computers, like that only flight controllers are the brain of your drones. So you can Google the information more, and I will be sharing the materials. As you know, it is a 1.5 hour session, and we need to cover all the hardware components. We have given the basic knowledge to you. We have transferred most of the technical knowledge to you, but still, if you are really keen on learning something, we'll be sharing the material. You can go through it once again. Kashish, ma'am, we were told that we can work or make articles. So can you make it on how to use drones even if it is not in allowed areas, obeying the rules? I'm not clear with your questions, Mr. Kashish Raj. You can unmute yourself. Niranjan, ma'am, nowadays agricultural lands are fragmented. Each land have different crops. How can we use the drone in that case? You need to plan your flight like that. You need to uplift your flight like that, and you need to put the fertilizer or the pesticide according to your fragmented land, and you need to end the drone flying system there. It's left to you how to plan it. Ma'am, how drone spraying improves the pesticide use efficiency? What is the logic behind it? I have already told Ms. Kavya yesterday in the case studies, and we'll be further moving on. ज़्यादा भी case study करेंगे आगे जाते जाते. So you please hold on. Ms. Shivani Gupta, how farmer get this technology in remote areas? Yes. Don't you have Android mobiles in remote areas? Don't you have Wi-Fi technology in the remote areas? Like that only the drone technology will also be available in the remote areas. Ma'am, can you provide the list of institutions which can give offline drone training technology to have a feel of the instrument? We give Mr. Jordan Syndrome. We only give, Iviana gives the offline trainings. If you want to avail, you can contact us anytime. Ajit Kumar, what are the current challenges in the drone technology for the agriculture? Already I have discussed many challenges. You have many couple of questions. You have many 108 questions. That are the challenges. Until and unless you people learn the technology, you will not be able to successfully get into the farming sector, get to the farmer and explain it. The transferring of the knowledge from the companies to the students to the farmers is the biggest challenge. Ari Kumar, I have already discussed regarding the job opportunities. You will be further discussing in the day 20th session also. Dr. Kach Hachal, applications of pesticides, PGR, etc. at the time of flowering is affected to pollination. Yes, you need to avoid the application of the pesticides during flowering. So most of the times in the farming manually or when you do it mechanized also, you avoid it, right? Like that only you need to avoid it while flowering also. Dr. D. Monica, Madam, drones useful for detecting or forecasting the agriculture weather, meteorological data parameters like temperature and rainfall. I'm so sorry, Dr. Monica, I'm not clear with your question. Can you retype it or unmute yourself and ask me? Arya Kumar, UAV means unmanned aerial vehicles. In today's session only, I have been telling this word thrice or four times, and I hope you have listened to the lecture of the day 3, where you were telling, where I was explaining drone is also called as a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle. Dr. Jitendra Patidar, as per the first lecture on the introduction of the drone is used to spray off pesticides and also give the example of sugarcane crops. My question is that if the sugarcane field is infested with weed and we want to spray herbicide through the drone, then how it is possible that spray droplets from the air are proper contact with the weed in the sugarcane? Dr. Jitendra Patidar, can I know the manually how do you do this weedicide spraying in the sugarcane farms? Can you just share me the knowledge regarding the manual spray, how we do? I'll answer this question. Career opportunities, Shagun will be discussing in the further sessions. How can we increase the battery capacity of the drone battery? That you need to work on. This is an open area where you can work on. How we are day by day increasing the battery capacities of our mobile telecommunication technology. Like that only there is a wide range of scope in working along with the battery technology increase. That is a capacity increase in the drone technology too. Amit Rana, ma'am, what is the cost of an average drone and any subsidy given by the government will be discussing in the further sessions. Nagnath P. Janwat, can it be possible to small farmers for sowing, spraying, etc. operations? I've already answered these questions. Dr. Ravindra Kumar, one drone is sufficient for a village for spraying of insecticide. Yes, of course, one drone is sufficient. If you plan it properly, even the government is coming up with a 6 lakh drone project because along with us itself. Why? Because one drone is sufficient for one village and there are more than 6,000 plus villages in India and we are coming up this project also. Meaning of FPV camera in the drone, we will be discussing in the sensor technology sessions. Ma'am, I want to ask through voice, so kindly unmute me. Aarti, can you unmute Ravi Kumar? Jashwa, ma'am, can you list out the offline droning training institutes? I have already told you. Rishabh Raj Chauhan, what are the basic differences between drone remote sensing and satellite remote sensing, and can we merge them for maximum accuracy? See, merging a technology, collaborating a technology is left to the hands of the technologist. So if you want to make it collaboratively and make use of it, you can do it. And there are many advantages and disadvantages both on that also. If you want to do it collaboratively, you can do it at any time. So difference between the drone remote sensing and satellite remote sensing already we have discussed on the day 2 session itself. How should I explain this to a general farmer? Already I have answered. I would like to use drone for research purpose. Can I purchase one drone from your organization? Yes, you can purchase Dr. Biswaji. And I want to know the application, what you want to use it for. Ketaval Saram, normal drones used in video shoot, can we use them for agriculture purpose, or both they same or different? They are different, completely different. Their capacities, their range, their cameras, everything is different. So don't use any other drone which is exclusively done for other purposes. Madam, feature support for crop and company. Ranjit Vagan, what is this feature support for crop and company? We are not dealing anything with the crop and company right now, and it's a crop analytical company. What do you want to know about that crop and company right now? Raleigh Kumar, what is the recommended spray application rate for the drone sprayers in the field? I want to know the particular question. Raleigh Kumari, you can unmute yourself and ask me this question. I'm not clear about this. What is the recommended spray application for which crop, for which range you're asking? Muhammad Irfan, could you please elaborate about licensing to fly the drone regarding to the farmers? There is no such license required for the farmers to fly. If you really want to fly, if you particularly want to be a professional pilot, you need the license. Lalu Prasad, I understand I need to speak in Hindi, but there are several questions. If I start speaking in Hindi, the conversation will slow down and I'll not be able to answer all the questions. Is government providing 100% subsidy on drone for students? You will be discussing all the subsidy schemes with the percentages along with the different categories, what they have mentioned in the further sessions. Vindesh, I told you it is from the DGCI. Ma'am, speak in English, ma'am. I'm from Tamil Nadu. I'm speaking in English. There is only repeated sentences what I'm speaking in Hindi and in English. Whatever I'm speaking, I'm totally speaking in English and conveying few statements which are generally in Hindi also. Jitendra Kumar, how do we fly the drone if the wind is blowing very strongly? So why don't you stop the flying of the drone till the wind is normal? My first question. If you really want to fly the drone at worst conditions, you can increase the speed. You can change the direction of the angle. You have the 90-degree system in the drone flying mission planning also. Yesterday also I was discussing about this. You can adjust according to that in the worst conditions. Don't you fly a car? Don't you drive a two-wheeler while it is very heavily raining or heavily wind is there? Like that only you need to adjust the parameters in the drone itself. As I mentioned, it is also a vehicle in the nature. Then Ms. Ruchika Das, ma'am, can drone face problems in different weather conditions like heavy rainfall? Of course it can face. And what are the agricultural activities you want to do while there is a heavy rainfall? May I know? I mailed, but I didn't receive any reply or response about internship, ma'am. I will let you know. And all the team members are busy with this training sessions because we'll be preparing all the data, all the time in the day regarding the training sessions itself. And we'll end up at 8 o'clock. After 8 o'clock also, we'll be having a couple of meetings for the tomorrow's preparation. So let us give us some time to do this. So we'll get back to you. Revant Kumar Kamineni, where we found standard operating procedure for spraying in the, I'll be discussing with this in the further sessions. Srimant Kumar, just hold on for the further sessions. Ayan Babu, how should I explain this to a general farmer? Right, pilot sessions already done. Best drone name according to you. What do you mean by it, Aman Kumar? What is the best name? What I can give to the drone? Am I at the naming ceremony? What do you want to ask? Be clear to your question. Manvendra Singh, if permission is required to fly the drone, then who will give it? It will be given by DGCI. How drones were useful in monitoring? I already told you most of the things will be discussed in the sensor technology session regarding this parameter calculation. Please hold on till that. Cost of the drone will be discussing further. Should drone affect on employment? You are not getting the physical labor in the farming. That is what we have found this technology to help the farmers. Why will it affect the employment? It will generate the employment. Ma'am, kuch lecture छूट चुके हैं, so please upload on AgriMeet channel. We will upload it, and it is not the public uploading videos. We'll be sharing the drive link personally with all the participants. You are paid for this, so remember, will not be uploading in any of the public places, not in YouTube, not on Facebook also. After the live streaming, everything will be deleted in the Facebook and in the YouTube also. Vaishali, explain the aerodynamics. We'll be sharing the videos, Vaishali. So there was a very great lecture on the aerodynamics. So you can go through that. Raghubar, madam, is the drone spray effective for cereal crops because have more air pressure and disturb with the canopy of the plants? Yes, it is effective. We have did with the field trials also. So if you want, I can share the details with you. We can discuss further. Ma'am, why don't we focus on improving soil quality than applying fertilizers from the drone? So at the end of the day, improving the soil quality will take time. It is not 1 day, 2 days work. But at present situation, you need to solve something, right? So you need to use the technology. You have a better idea. Please do work on improving the soil quality. You will know the time taken to improve it. Should drone affect the employment? I already have explained. Ma'am, agar class dobara leni ho to kaha milegi? So we'll be sharing the videos recordings. So don't repeat the questions. We have a limited time. There is no such approvals which is required from the government or agencies. We manufacturers should get the approvals. We have got everything. So no worries. How should I explain that this to the how many times you will ask this question? How should I explain this to general farmers? We have already answered. I told you. How drone is helpful to calculate the cropping intensity and leaf area that will be discussed in the further sessions of the 3D image building. How can we decide the rate of the drone on the basis per hour? That is technical. It is depending upon the company. Dr. Ravindra will be discussing further and will be telling you our rates per the farmer for the renting systems. It differs from company to company. You will be shared in your mail IDs after the training is done, not now. Can we connect Google Earth engine technology with the drone technology? Yes, you can connect it. Which weather elements affect drone flying? All the weather elements will affect rain, wind, air velocity, everything. How best we can use this drone technology in forest operations? Yesterday only I told you, you can calculate the wildlife, you can calculate the canopy rate, you can calculate the vegetation index, everything. Everything you can do in the forest monitoring also. In orchid, the plant canopy touched to nearby plant, then how we can spray lower leaf and inner canopy. That will be discussing in the sensor technology session along with the spraying system. So please hold on for till that time. Jitendra Kumar. Does this process increase the doubling farmers' income? Of course. Yesterday only you saw how we are increasing the harvest, how we are saving the money. At the end of the day, it will increase the farmers' income itself. Ma'am, how drone analyze earth infection at sporal stage? This will be discussed in the sensor sessions, sensor technology sessions. As I told you, very low cost, affordable we are making, and at the rental basis also they can avail. Just why it's not possible to share everyday session or the PPT after the completion of the sessions. We need the time to compile it to one phase and send it to you. We can use Saroj Kumar. We can use drone for monitoring the disease infection. All these details will be shared to you in the sensor technology sessions where how we are using it. I have already answered the certificate question. You can benefit this certificate for entrepreneurship, job opportunities, both. How we can clean a drone after a fertilizer used in the crop. You need to wash the tank what you have filled the fertilizer with. How should I explain this to your gender? How many times Ayan Basu have told you don't post repeated questions? I told you how it is going to generate the employment. There is no question. It is destructing the farmers' employment. We are not getting the laborers there. How should I explain this to general farm? Aarti, can you just ask Anand Basu to stop his questioning repeatedly? Voice is not clear. Is everybody having this problem?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Voice is not clear. In coconut tree, black-headed caterpillars attack on lower side of the leaf. Is drone spray from the above can reach leaf surface to the yes, it can reach. As this technology is emerging, what is the hardship that you face in the field? What are the real world problems that encounter? We'll be discussing this in the further session, so please hold on till that. What is aerial photography about the drones? While capturing the data, will be capturing data and analyzing the data. We'll be discussing on that. Just give me a second. I lost the questionnaire.
Ha, ma'am, very nicely explained. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I'm Dr.
Can you
Yadgirwar.
use sorry? You were asking something? Is the calibration required for pesticide spraying? Yes, the calibration is required. Again, it is a field work what we have done so far. And I don't want to disclose the details in public that what is the calibration we do for a particular crop. If you're really interested, you can come down to the company and you can learn it. What is the effect of the heavy wind flow from the drone? Because due to the heavy winds, we cannot fly properly anything. Why do you want to do the farming activities at the heavy wind scale? You can stop the farming activities for a while, right? The wind will not flow whole year. Can we use same formulations for pesticides and herbicide as we use in case of snapshot sprayers? Yes, depending upon your infections, depending upon your weedicide manifestation, you can use the formulations. I wanted to know if there will be insights for how to improvise make drone in the training sessions. I didn't get your questions, Dr. Pallavi. Can you just repeat the question? What was the economic life of a drone? 1 year? It is not rent per hour. It is on the service basis. If you want to spray for 1 acre, we'll be charging 500. It depends on the application. Yes, you can use the same drone for spraying fertilizer and pesticides after completely cleaning it. There is no such calibration required. You need to clean the payload properly and use it. Is there calibration required for pesticides? Yes, calibration is completely required when you do any work. What are the best weather conditions to fly a drone over a field? Can you tell me the best weather conditions to do the farming? Mr. Nasir Ahmad, I want the best weather conditions to do the farming. Is there any Indian company which is providing drone cameras? Yes, we do provide drone cameras, Dr. Pallavi, and we are working on that. Wide range of R&D is going on for the drone cameras and sensor-based cameras. You can avail our product details anytime. How much distance between? I have already answered. How can we increase the flight time? You need to increase the battery capacity. That is again an R&D question. You need to work on that. How to overcome the flight issues of drone during cyclone or high wind flow? What is the minimum and maximum velocity run? And it depends on the drone. If you're using a 5-liter drone, if you're using a 50-liter drone, it again depends. The controlling conditions will be on the pilot hand. You can do that. Is there any application of drones in forest management? I have already told you. Fire monitoring you can do, habitat analysis, wildlife census, everything we have discussed in the yesterday session itself, Mr. Dr. M. Shivrakash. How we can clean or maintain a drone parts after its use? It's again a field work. You need to learn it at the field itself. I don't have time to show you how to clean a drone also. We are limited time. How you clean your mobiles, how you clean your screen guards, everything like that only technically you need to do it. Insurance is available or not for the drone, ma'am. It is left to you. If you want to insure your drone, you can or not. It's left to the user. How should I explain? Ayan, if I see you repeating the question once again, I'm going to cancel your registrations. How many times I told you, you need to go to their level. You need to influence the local people and do convince the farmers. Now we are going for organic farming. How become the drone can beneficial? You can beneficial. In the organic farming also, you use biofertilizers. You will get disease infestations. You want to select the better crop for your things. All the applications will be similar. It is mandatory. See, there is you need driving license to fly. Drive your 2-wheelers and 4-wheelers. How many of you do have the driving licenses? How many of you are driving your 2-wheelers and 4-wheelers without the driving licenses? Though it is mandatory, people will do that. It's left to the user. Maintaining the drone at a particular pace is left to the user. How you clearly maintain it. Now we are going for organic farming here. Madam, is drone spraying effective for cereal crops? It is effective. Marginal small farmers already we have discussed. Offline training, drone training sessions, I'll be sharing you the list. Aviana drone will start at 3.5 lakhs. You need to tell them, you need to show the practical results, Mr. Abhishek. How we have increased the harvest. You need to convince them, you need to show them the same concentration of the pesticides we are spraying, but the water is different. Irrigation is also applicable to all the crops, Ms. Apurva. Ma'am, I want to learn assembly drone and internship for that. What can I do? You can avail our offline internship courses. Rohit Ranjan want to ask something. Aarti, can you ask him to unmute?
Yes, ma'am. Just wait.
Yeah. Drones are water resistant. They are water resistant. Yes, calibration is required. Yes, the certificate will help you to add the valuation in your CV. Where DGCI training centers are located in South India to train the drone spraying and to get the license. We are the one and many are there. You will get the Google listing in the DGCI Digital Sky website itself.
Okay, ma'am.
I asked you, Paritosh, that why do you want to fly at the night times? You want to monitor wild boar or wild pig and nighttime animals. You can do that with the night vision cameras. What are the label claim agrochemicals applying through drone or any can pesticides we can spray? There is no such recommended pesticides or fertilizers you should spray using drones. Anything you can spray. Why do you want to spray at night? What is the use? Why do you spray at the morning and why do you want to spray at night? Do you know why do we spray at morning times? Very good evening. Will there be informed for hands-on training? Yes, we will be informing through the hands-on training. If you want, you can avail that one also. Every day we are giving training through PPTs and videos. Will those PPTs and videos? Yes, it will be shared. Gaurav Sahu, today is the doubt clearing session. Didn't you go through our schedule of the trainings program? Ma'am, pesticide construction general रहता है या different रहता है? What is this pesticide construction, Mr. Dambir Patil? Can I know? Ma'am, are there any chances for practical trainings? Yes, there are. How much water is required for spraying in 1 acre? It depends on the requirement of the plant, the class of the plant, hybrid variety of the plant, species of the plant, class of the plant, everything. You need to tell me the particular thing. I'll give you the answers. Ma'am, can drone face problems in different weather conditions like heavy rainfall? Why do you want to do the farming activities at heavy rainfall, Miss Ruchika Das? Can I know? Good evening, madam. Drone fans की air से crop fall कर सकती है क्या? Nothing. There is no such falling of the crops or destroying of the crops because of the propeller speed. As I belong to hilly region and annual rainfall more than 1000 mm, there is a very chance of getting wet and another is windy conditions. So my question is that whether it will be affecting by such harsh conditions or our drone technology now is equipped or told of. The technology is completely equipped, sir. Dr. Akhim Vivekananda, it is completely equipped. The way you analyze, do the flight planning differs. In any worst conditions, you can use the drone. You know, we do have firefighting drones. So what is the capacities of that we are using at the firefighting equipment, as the firefighting equipment itself. So you can use at the weather conditions, at worst weather conditions also, when you plan the flight perfectly. Is there any specific scientific, what is the scientific? Abhishek also, can I know? Hello, ma'am. Your presentation was extremely useful. I have one question. Can we use drone technology in protect crops from wild animals, particularly in hilly areas? You can use it. As we can detect the livestock, as we can detect the cattle, you can use it. Thank you for the compliment. Ma'am, Sari class dobara leni ho to kaise lenge? Video recordings, Harshvardhan. What are the remedy for farmers hesitating to use drones due to low battery life? There is an extension in the battery life. That is not the day. This was day one question. Today it's been almost 3 to 4 years past we introduced drone technology in the agriculture in India. So the battery capacity has been increased. Which type of camera is used to drone to count number of fishes in the pond? Multispectral cameras. through this online classes, I can't learn properly. So when Aviana will deliver the drone, which one I can buy, any expert will come to me and give the training properly. Suman Mandal, there is no such special individual trainings we are giving. We are giving a group trainings. If you want to avail our offline sessions, you can avail. But not like this. We'll send a drone and an expert for only for you, teaching you. Madam, good evening. At time of spraying, if suddenly starts the rain, can it damage the drone? No, you can stop the flight at any time. Yesterday, 1.5 hour session, we had a training about how to stop the drone, how to get back the drone at any point of time, or if you face any obstacle or accidents. So you can stop it. There is no such sudden rains which will come. You can predict the rain, right? Before that, you can get back your drone to the place. How to get practical training and experience? You can avail our practical sessions. Before this training ends, we will be giving you the practical training details also. Procedure to be trained as a drone pilot. I'll be sending you in the group. You can just look it out, Dr. S.K. Goel. Madam, is there any climate conditions required to fly a drone? I have already answered this question. Most of the farmers always use traditional techniques in the farming. Then how can we make them sure to use the drones? Is still the farmer using traditional technology? Isn't he using the tractor? Is he still using the oxes to plow? No, right? He's updated with the tractor. He will surely update with the drone technology also. So try to convince him. Can you share some connects in India for the availability of drone parts? Aviana supplies the drone parts. If you want, you can contact us anytime, and I'll be sharing you further supply details also if you require. Ma'am, please, how much distance between flight controller and drone? It is 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. It depends on the capacities of the drone. It starts from 1 kilometer. Highest height is 1 to 3 kilometers, and length of the drone is 3 kilometers. Will not lead to unemployment problem, ma'am. Where is the unemployment problem you are seeing? Shubha Rai, you can unmute yourself. Aarti, ask her to unmute. Where is the unemployment problem she is seeing? I want to know. Using the drones. Good evening, ma'am. Could you please upload the recorded video? Yes, we'll be doing it. Is there any job opportunity, drone technology, non-agriculture background students? Of course, it is there. You can be pilots. There is no such agricultural related knowledge which is required to be a pilot, to be a franchisee, to be a service provider. Madam, in tea garden, shaded plants are there. How to use drone there? So as I told you, Tata Tea Plantations have invited us for the working on their tea gardens. So shaded plants also we can use the drones. We'll be discussing it further. Ma'am, can you list out the offline drone? I have already told you I'll be sharing the list. You can even go through the digital Skype platform. What kind of soil test we can do from the drones? Is it the soil type or nutrient efficiency? Both. How drone can increase net return on cereal crops. I have already given you an example yesterday. We'll be further discussing this case studies also in detail in the coming sessions. Ma'am, how can we apply the base fertilizer to the plants by using drone? Which crops require the base fertilizer? May I know? Which crops you want to apply the base fertilizer, and using the drones, you will be giving the liquid spray. So it will be reachable at the bottom. Highest length of the drones I have already told. Please tell me dosages of insecticide same in the 20 liters of water in the spray, 8 to 10 liters of water in the drone. Same amount of pesticides we have mixed, same amount of insecticides we have mixed. We have just altered the water quantity, nothing much. Why do you want to use that time of rain? We are discussing regarding in the constraint of agriculture. Let me know what you want to do, which agriculture activity you want to do at the rain time. Palivela Raj. Ma'am, cotton crops need to be sprayed at the flowering stage, but downwash. Airflow of drone spray destroys the flower because of its force. Ultimately, it affects the yield. Then what is the solution for this? Why do you want to use 25 liters of 50 liters of drones there? You use 5 liters of drone. We are successful in spraying for the cotton crops also at that scale. In which situations drone connectivity could lose at the greatest? After it, usually it won't disconnect until and unless the pilot is so foolish to give that such type of instructions to it. Yes, you can spread the seeds in line also. It's 3.5 lakhs. What is a normal Snaptrack sprayer? We need minimum 500 liters of water to spray pesticides for 1 acre of crop. In case of drone, how much sorties does a drone take if it is have to spray 1 hectare of completely spraying? As yesterday only I have given a case study also, Dr. Isaac Manuel. Further we'll be discussing other case studies also. You will be answered there. Ma'am, drone in the rainy seasons, there is a problem in connecting fast. There is no problem in connecting. We have used the drone in firefighting itself. You can use the drone in rainy season also. and windy season also. But I want answers from you people. Why do you want to use it at worst conditions in the environment? I'll give you the answer. How can you use it at worst conditions? Answer me. Why do you want to use it at worst conditions? It is still about to launch. They are beside adhering to CIB protocol. They are still about to launch it. Once you launch it, once they set it out in the market, you can go to it. How much pesticide will be saved by using drones? It depends on the crop. It depends on the harvest. Yesterday also we have discussed and we'll be discussing further also. I'll be discussing everything in the further sessions about the subsidies and so on. Yes, there is so much of research going on in making it affordable. Working capacity of the drones depends on the various versions. We'll be discussing further in the sessions. Intercropping also I have told you. Lodging impact or wheat or paddy due to the drone fan air. No, there will be no crop lodging. Right to today's how to avail the subsidies by the government. Right to today's Honorable Prime Minister Aviation Ministry message at Drone Mahotsav. Ask them, mail them. They have just announcing the subsidies, but there is no such application which is available in the market. So ask them, mail them, put it in the Twitter, tweet it. Is there any difference in drone designing for field crops and fruit crops? There is no such difference in the designing the drone. There is difference in the programming and uploading the software for the applications in the AI database. POV herbicide database, they should announce. The herbicide department should announce. The environment department should announce. This is an international certificate course to maintain ethics. Dr. Ravindra Kumar Daka, can you unmute yourself and tell me what are the ethics and rules we need to follow in the training sessions? So how better can a training session in an online can be done? What is this? What do you mean by running lectures? Are we showing every day the PPTs and boring you people? Aren't we giving the knowledge share completely? Yes, you can spray the drones for pulses and the certificate is valid for the certificate is completely different for the pilot license. Calibration is required. Thank you for all your compliments. If economic life is 1 year, then it is possible to recover the investment from that. Of course, you can recover the investment. It is left to you. How do you recover? Do you open a franchisee? Do you give the services? Do you really sell it out at the greater discounts? Mixing ratio of water, depending upon the each plant, we'll be doing it. Further, we'll be dealing with the case studies where you will be enlightened more. You give lecture on your family. Aarti, the Yadgir war is asking you to unmute.
I have one question, ma'am. Evina ma'am, thanks.
Yes, please, sir.
For non-stop talking. Really, it's a miracle that you're talking such a lot. I'm also a professor, but we don't have habit to talk such a long time. Okay, thanks, ma'am. I have one question in my mind that there is a problem of drift. Are there any studies the drifting of pesticide versus wind velocity? Because in rainy season,
I lost you in the middle. What is that? Drifting of pesticide versus wind velocity. After that, what you told me?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is that after that?
So, any studies are there so that in which wind velocity it is feasible for pesticide sprayings?
Sir, as I told you before also, depending upon the environmental conditions, and all the environmental conditions are not same at every point of the globe. So the pilot is trained. Why we say trained pilot, skilled flyer is nothing but that pilot will be taught at which conditions he should adjust the parameters, how to adjust the parameters, at which wind speed or velocity he should adjust, what speed, what angle of direction, what moment of direction. So it's just the data which is available because of most of the practical trial and errors. So it is there. If you want, I'll be sharing it in the group. You can go through it.
Yes,
and usually in the pilot training, we'll be teaching them how to overcome all this.
Once after the pesticide mixture is released from drone, it cannot be controlled by drone. So it is regulated.
Why you want to spray it? That's why you're releasing out of the drone.
Yes, yes. But during that time, if the wind velocity is high as like that, more than 30 kilometer per hour, like that.
So
So
see, these and all are unexpected accidents or obstacles in the field. Then also you can control the drone. You have manual control at the pilot all time, right? If there is unexpected wind velocity, unexpected wind speed, you can call back the drone, rest it. After that, you can do the spraying. There is no such a difference in 5 to 10 minutes difference to rest the drone till the wind speed is equal and spray it, right? There is no such tangible conditions or inevitable conditions to fly your drone and do the spraying at that particular wind speed, right? You can rest it. You can call it back, rest it till the wind conditions are fine. Why do you want to have a doubt that whether it's sprayed or not? You can still adjust. As per your question, you can still adjust. You can still adjust the drone speed, the angle, everything at that worst case also. But apart from that, I suggest precautions are better than treatments. As a precautionary measure, you can get back the drone, rest it. What is the problem? The 10 minutes work will go up to 15 minutes. Let it go. Why do you have a doubt that it is not sprayed properly? If you really want to do that, if you really want to save that 5 minutes, of course you can do that by adjusting the parameters. That is why we say the licensed pilots are required. Not everybody can do the things. Right?
Okay,
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll go back with the questionnaire. Recently, CBRIC recommended drone-specified pesticides. Is it not applicable to spray all the pesticides? It is why the CBRC recommended only drone-specified pesticides? Can I answer? Can I know what are the list of pesticides you went through, Shrikant? Because there are most of the pesticides which are banned, which are reported that they are the cause for the cancer in the human beings. So they have recommended the pesticides. How much drone rental charges? 500 per hour. There is a 200 liter of water required for 1 acre. Then how we calculate dosage of insecticide as per the drone spray? This case studies will be discussing further. Later you can your questions will be answered. Kindly tell if any study on drifting and pesticide mixture has been already have answered right now. Is there will be any difference between if we spray less water by increasing the speed of the drone, like we spray 14 liters instead of 10 liters with same chemical quantity of 1 acre, or is there any special chemicals for drones? But I'll tell you a story regarding this. Though we are running out of time, I want to answer your questions. I'll tell you. So what will happen? Why we spray more amount of pesticides? Why we spray more amount of water is because of the evaporation rate. So from the time you start at point A in 1 acre and you reach the point end at another acre, there will be so much of evaporation of water which happens when you do it manually. When you do it with the drone, you will give the spray within 5 to 6 minutes, which will easily absorb by the plants at a lesser time itself. So the rate of evaporation is very, very lesser. That's why we say we save water, we save pesticides, we save fertilizers like that. Absorption rate is very higher when you give the spray at a equal amount of time rather than doing it at hours. Ma'am, conclude kariye. Rest of the questions to आप next DCS में discuss कर सकते हैं. Okay, Dr. Ankur, I can conclude. Yeah, it's done.
Thank you, Vishnupriya ma'am, founder and CEO of Aviana HB Bioscience Private Limited, for your lot of energetics and dedication toward clearing all the doubts of our participants. I hope all the doubts regarding the use of drone, its type, its application, flying heights, and its hardware part are well cleared by Vishnupriya ma'am. I further hope that few doubts regarding sensor technology will be cleared in next session. More doubts of students regarding how drone technology would be helpful in starting new enterprises, entrepreneurship skills. How would it would be providing employment to the students would also be informed to you in next session. I further extend my thanks to AMF team for their support and cooperation and their daring hard work for conduct of this 21 days training program. So thank you one and all. You can end the session. So thank you.